And financial planners, you're in a high ticket business. If you get a client, you're going to get their business this year. You're going to get multiple services maybe. You're going to get them next year. You get residual income. Hopefully they're a client for life, and then you get their children. So asking for referrals and getting referrals from clients is hugely important. It's a lifeblood of your business. It's going to be a better lead, a better prospect, a better new client than someone that came off cold off the internet. Someone who saw one of your webinars online and just wanted some more information. It's definitely a high trust business, and it's all about credibility, professionalism, etc. And so if someone says, hey, this financial planner is wonderful, they've been doing a great job for me, I really believe in them, you should call them as well. They're far more likely to do that and far more likely to be a great client. So we went over in part one of this video a lot of the scripts for asking for referrals and asking for business that you could use. So I want to just follow up in this short video with a couple notes on that and why we did some of those things and why these psychological tactics, why we worded things the way we did. And these will help you frame and shape your referral scripts as well. Number one, don't call it a referral. A referral basically means you're giving me business. It's all about you, the financial planner. We want to put the positive onus on them. We want to put the value, the benefit, the information on them, the client, and the person who's going to receive it. So a referral is basically, would you do me a favor? Would you do something for me? Let's make it, we're doing something for them. So always do that. You could also focus on the opportunity cost with some great information, something of value. Hey, a lot of people need to know about this. Who else do you know who would benefit from this information? And it's almost like if they're not referring you clients, if they're not giving you names and numbers, then they're hurting those people. I like using permission-based intros, like, is it okay if I ask you, would you be open to? Because it's almost a soft close. It's saying yes to one or two quick things, but then basically you're carte blanche to go ahead and ask for referrals or ask for a favor, meaning an introduction or something like that. Psychologically, that really, really helps with certain people. Now, also, sometimes I like saying introduce instead of referrals, clients, using these terms. Say, would you introduce me to 2 or 3 people like you who may benefit from this information, who may benefit from my services? Introduction is way a softer meaning. When you say, would you refer me clients, it's almost like they feel like they're throwing someone to the lions, to a salesperson who's going to hound them. So say, would you introduce me to, someone? So I also like asking for a name and phone number specifically for this introduction. So you could use general terms like, would you be open to referring me clients? Would you be open to introducing me to people? Who do you know? But you want to get specific, or else they'll say, oh, yeah, definitely I will. Oh, I'll think about it. And then they'll leave and probably forget, like most people. It's not personal. It's not a grave offense to you. We're just all busy and wrapped up in our daily lives. So right there on the spot, oh, that's great. Here, would you write down 2 or 3 names and numbers and try to get the phone number instead of the email, which is key. And then I usually follow up with, I'll just give them a call once to introduce myself and my services and see if we're a good fit. That's another one you could use for your referral scripts. See if we're a good fit, because it's not just you want their business. It's also, hey, let's see if this is a good partnership, a good business relationship. But ask for specifics. Ask for a name and number, or else they're going to forget. If they're in your office, you could even say, that's great. Do you want to call them together right here? We could call them now and you could introduce me, or give me a name and number and I could do it later on and just drop your name. They're probably going to say the latter, which helps you out as well. That's actually an anchoring technique. Also, don't leave them a room to get out of it. Don't say, if you know someone, but say, who do you know? Don't give them a chance to say no or discount the whole question. That's a really important one as well. That's assumptive. That's an assumptive close. Who do you know who could benefit from my services? Not, hey, do you know anyone? Because they'll say, maybe, I'll think about it. So another part of this is follow-up and persistence. Persistence is key. You want to be persistent. You want to follow up. There's a lot of business out there that if we just made that extra call, if we just made that extra email, that extra effort, that extra note card, they might come around. But too many of us stop after 1 attempt, 2 attempts. In fact, studies show that to become a client, consumer behavior studies, it usually takes about 6 to 7 positive interactions. That could be online, that could be emails, that could be phone calls, consultations, but it takes a little bit of persistence to make someone a client. So you want to do this also without being pushy, right? You always want to, hey, I saw this article, I thought of you and your situation, or I know we talked about this and this, new regulation next year, or these new thresholds for income, or whatever it is. Always try to send something of value that's pertinent to them. But if they say, I'll think about it, or I'll keep you in mind when you ask for referrals, how do you follow up on that and still be persistent? I like to say right there on the spot, great, that's wonderful, I super appreciate it. Paraphrasing, of course. When should I follow up with you about meeting or being introduced to a couple people you know? When should I follow up with you about being introduced to those folks who might benefit from my information and from my services? Let's put something on the calendar. You're saying you're not giving them an out. You're saying, great, that's wonderful. Do you want me to call you in a week, 2 weeks, a month? When will you have those names and numbers of the people that you're going to refer to me? And then, of course, you could email them, follow up. But usually they'll say, give me a couple weeks to think about it. But then when you call, it's another touch point. It's another reason to be persistent. And sooner or later, of course, they're going to refer you out. And one more thing that's really powerful is to make your clients feel valued. Thank them profusely whenever they spread the word, they leave a good testimonial, they tell their family and friends, their coworkers, neighbors, they refer you business. Definitely thank them. You could have client appreciation events. You could have custom gifts. You could have handwritten note cards. Just a phone call is always better. Even record a voicemail, record a video, record a short little video on your way to work. It takes you 2 minutes in the car. You're sitting in traffic anyways. This is great for any business owner, but financial planners especially. And it's a one-on-one personal thing. They know you didn't just send an email to 100 people with the same script. So all those personal touches really help. Again, Norm Schriever, Seventh Wave Media. If you have any questions about growing your business, asking for referrals, going over scripts, some of the psychology behind why we use these things and why they're so effective, hit me up. I'd love to help. And of course, if you know anyone else who might benefit from my information or my services, I would love to talk to them as well. So drop me a line, give me a call. All right, take care, guys.